He had, I think, about 7 saves to his credit throughout the entirety of the year. The Sharks are wearing their alternates in terms of the reverse retro for the New York Islanders, the Anaheim Ducks, and a little bit of mix in return, as Jake Prober had talked about. George Holt is going to go ahead and continue, number 43, his appearance in from yesterday. Cole Helgamo, as Frank was talking about on the broadcast, he did sustain an injury in the second period. He did come back, as you see numero dos on the ice. Muskegon Voyagers could play the role of spoiler tonight, because you have to keep in mind they're 3-0-0 at home against Waterford, and you don't want to get in a situation where they could lay down in the final game of the year, but we'll talk about it.
For the starters for the Voyagers, number 8, Dylan Smith. Number 10, Luke McCarthy. Number 16, Andrew Taylor. Number 55, Luke Richardson. Number 72, Riley Picture. And in net, number 1, Alan Colada. And now for your Waterford Sharks, number 17, Sharon Pfeiffer. Number 63, Alex Gregorich. Number 23, Hunter Keppel. Number 29, Tyler Roth. Number 25, Joseph Gibbs. And in net, number 36, Ruel Galon. May you all please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
For the Muskegon Voyagers, it'll be the first time officially I get a chance to see him in a Muskegon uniform, and Ruel Galong will be the netminder for the Waterford Sharks. So a couple of backups that normally don't get a ton of time will draw into this game today, which will be the home season finale for the Waterford Sharks. Again, I will talk about a little bit more heading into the second period to that first intermission as far as what could be scheduling-wise, but it certainly seems like that makeup game, it's not going to come back here on the 27th on Friday. So Sharks want to go out on the right foot, because when you think about that loss the other day, 7-4 against the Shadow, they gave up 5 third-period goals, and they just did not look like themselves. 2 own goals as well. So going to have to change things, going to have to be a little bit cleaner, And you know, Muskegon wants to try to get their first win on the road in this season series. Again, the home team has won every game. This is the 6th and final meeting as we get set to get underway. Long shot will go into the left side corner here for the Sharks, as this will be chased now. Gregorich will take a good stick chop here for Joseph Gibbs, putting against the wall for Hunter Keppel, and this will be sent back in. Gibbs will play a rolling vulcanized rubber, make the pass out against the glass, and Dundas will get a piece of it. As Muskegon holds in, Grego finishes off his hit as this goes to Gibbs. Gibbs now with a long outlet will be deflected, bounce off picture, just gained through the neutral, and Galong will have to send it in. Bouncing vulcanized rubber goes to Luke McCarthy in that right side corner. Again, Goal Live's going to pick up some. I do have a TV screen that I can look at today, but again, it is good net sidelines. Just in case I lose something, I can glance back over through some replays. Long outstretched pass will get knocked away and settle back down. Flipped up here for Spencer Bowman, but he was offsides. And this will be touched now by Bowman. Into the right side corner will finish his hit. He settled back down now for the Sharks. Again, the number 4 would normally be Chris Donaldson, but have to change some of those jersey numbers as we go across. Offsides here on the Sharks. Check back up now with Polosha. As this will be circled back around now for Joe DeFay. DeFay will be chased by Polosha. Forces steal. Carlisle's out in front. Good save there for Colenda. And the Sharks get the first chance of the game. Jake Nana across the right side boards. One-timer will get funneled the left side of the boards and go up and out of play. So Chris Donaldson does draw into the lineup. I will have to make adjustments here to my roster sheets. I'm looking at the initial before the puck drop, but again, that does get circumvented as long as there's changes. As soon as you see who's live on the ice, that's what you got. Offensive zone draw. Schaefer gets set to draw it back. It bounces off the stick of Galong. Sharks want to go right to left in this first period. Cole Helgamo, he did return from an injury after the second period. He will finish out this homestand here. Slap shot. And from about 50, will be sent in the offensive zone and go up into the benches of Waterford. So with the Redmonds drawing in and Tyler Groth on the ice and George Holt on the ice, that makes me either believe that Matt Berger is doing coaching duties. I normally don't see him until the playoffs. Again, he comes back as soon as Grego draws in the lineup when he's done with the M1 Griffins United. That's why he's going to get his prerequisite amount of games in. And Cole Helgamo, watch this one going behind the net. Chance from a sharp angle as the Sharks now get a chance to recollect. About 17:30 left to go. And this first, John Hunter with you on the call. And the Red Rink, it's good to be back with you because it's been a month. Redmond off the touch. He's sent out for Isaac Gibbs, who takes a hit into the left side corner. Sharks try to find the puck. And this will be flipped back toward Muskegon. Looking for a long outstretch on a back skate. This will be settled back down for Zach Grover. Finds possession. And a little too antsy there was Dylan Smith. He is offsides. 17:06 left to go in the first. I wouldn't say auspicious start just yet. But again, as we talked about, Muskegon is locked into the 3 seed. Now, normally these teams, if you've been following along since this league was established in 2020, but recently over the 3 years since I've been doing play-by-play with you guys, thereabouts, this has been a finals matchup. But since we got divisions for the first time, as I mentioned about a month ago, and I can say so again, one of these teams is going to go home early in terms of that trifecta of the Shadow, Muskegon Voyagers, and Sharks. And you're not going to be used to seeing that. Here's a back pass now. Galong was swimming in the goal crease. It was sent toward them, and he knocks it away with the backhand. Riley Picture sending in behind the end boards. And Aaron Shaheen will just curl this puck away as it goes to Luke Rescission. Settle back down from McCarthy. It's the first time I've seen him at Waterford this year. Here's another save for Galong. He got bumped into behind the net. And a good forecheck early here for Zach Dance's squad. Spencer Bowman gingerly sent it in. Riley Picture will give chase. And the first 4 minutes about to set to expire here as we're still scoreless. Glad you could join us here in the Red Rink at Lakeland Arena for Go Live Sportscast. As Spencer Bowman, stick lift there for Kieran Carlisle. He's stuck into a puck battle. Palusha was trying to help out, and it's a one-on-one. As Donaldson is on his back check, sent to the net, and Galong makes a save with the left pad. It's turned over. One-timer out in front of the net a couple times, and Galong says no. As this goes left side boards, Bowman gets a piece of it. And Palusha will chase it to the right side. Picked up by Kieran. Kieran with a stick drag. Near the left dot, takes a wrister, hits the glass. Hunter kept a little over skate, trying to pick that one back up. As this goes back around. Now to the left out on the backhand puck protect. Galong will stick it away. Muskegon has had a really good start to this game, as Waterford still trying to find their sea legs, if I'm being gingerly here. As it is Donaldson. Toe drag. Escapes to the neutral. It is Grego. He scores! 5-0 for the captaincy. Oh, I thought he did. Oh, it must have went through the post. I thought he had it actually, but no. As this goes the other way. Picked up now. And this is turned over. I thought he scored it through the post. I'll have to look through the replay chance. My apologies. As this is rescission up and on a play. Man, that had to have hit the post. Hopefully we get a replay there. He was looking 5-hole past Kalenda was Grego. I thought he had it. Man, he had a couple goals yesterday. Bowman and Grego did very well in that game yesterday. Your two captaincies were leading, but the rest of the team couldn't drive the bus. Again, my apologies on that butchery. As this is picked up now to the right side. And now the Sharks work in behind the net. George Holt trying to get it out. This is flipped up now to the right side glass here for Redmond and pushed ahead. It is brother to brother now for a moment as Cole Halgamo chase picture to the left side boards. A puck pick up here for Muskegon and then immediately intercepted here for Nick Redmond. Outstretched pass. Michael will get this one, and it's rolling end over end to Joseph Gibbs. Gibbs will settle it down, as this will be picked back up now for Josh Schaefer. Now the Sharks will work into the offensive end. It's loose out in front. A lift goes above the post. Good save there for Kalenda. Might have got a piece of it nonetheless, as it's chipped up off the glass. Brennan Sherwalk now work his way toward the right wing. It was a spin and turn for Tyler Groth. He got stuck with a couple of empty netters against him, little own goals that the Sharks wanted to clean up from last night's game. 13:26 left to go in the first. We are still scoreless. Again, my apologies on that Grego call that I thought he would have had. And we're going to still work the other way as I see more goaltending adjustments here for the Sharks. A 34 is not on the list. I'm going to make some wonder if Justin Yoakum might be the emergency backup today. Cole Halgamo. He gets knocked down. Sharks have it. They send it toward the net. And this will get picked up now for Dylan Smith. I know Ficcarelli is calling it toward the right side of the boards. I bet he's just happy to not play against the Alpena 45ers again. You want to see this close on home ice. It's a matchup that we're used to. As we settle back around for Michael Redmond, play at the net. And the Sharks still trying to fight for it as he chases it near the left side boards. Jake Pober gets the steal. The Highland, Michigan natives got it. His outstretched pass is a pretty good one as the Sharks, here's a chance, sharp angle, and that one turned away from a Jarrett Pfeiffer from Alad Kolenda. We started again now for Smith on his backhand. Work toward the net. Oh, it was loose for a moment. Galong was down, and we'll see if we're going to get a penalty call for a hook. Yes, we will. 12:24 left to go. So the Sharks are going to be on the kill here for the first time. It's a good start to this game here for Muskegon. Can't say anything wrong with that. Again, we profiled what's at stake at the beginning of this game, did we not? Again, the Sharks are down a point in the standings. They win in regulation or in any fashion, they will be up 1 point, but they still have to handle their own business on Friday. Zach Grover going to get set to take the draw here for Muskegon, as this will be picked up now for Donaldson. Jared Pfeiffer going to get busted for a hook. And Muskegon gets the first power play of the game. Chance now for Smith. Slowly to the right side of the glass. This will be settled back down for Matt McCumber. Working behind the net nicely for Muskegon. They got puck possession. High slot. Smith shoots. It's deflected by the Sharks, but it's not out. Still work to do. McCumber actually backhands this one off the outside of the cage. Kept in the high slot. Rister. That's a good pass, and a stick blade is knocked down here for one of the Sharks. But a play will get blown dead, allow everybody to get the lumber and get acclimated. Glenn hasn't had much work to do right now. Full sail changes for both squads. That one banner that we talk about in the red rink that you see from the camera shots a couple years ago seems a little lonely, but it's going to be a lot of work to do here for the Sharks. Again, the 1 seed still in play, but if they have to go on the road to play Muskegon toward the early portion of April, then we'll see. So Grego busted for a slash, and Jarrett Pfeiffer still in the box. So 5-on-3 for Muskegon. Here's a backhanded pass that gets settled back down. And now start again for Chris Dundas. Riley Picture flips this one across. They'll get it back in the high slot. Picture shoots off the blade of Galong. Oh, he gets taken down. And no penalty hand in the air as Luke McCarthy. There's a puck battle in front of the net. It'll be settled back down for Chris. Now to Luke McCarthy. Left side dot. McCarthy toe drag, buys the space, Rister again, deflected, and the Sharks immediately, he didn't expect that much going on so early in this game. 10:44 left to go in the first. A little more bear hugs here. Tyler Groff wanted a piece of somebody. Again, he's a little more antsy, I would imagine, from the yesterday, knowing how much this game means. Kevin Belvich will let cooler heads prevail. But this is a little more auspicious than I expected to start. That's for sure. 21 seconds until Jarrett Pfeiffer can be free of the sin bin. That's where you got to start the first step. Face off one directly back to Galong, and then it's not out. Muskegon. Riley Picture flips this one across. McCarthy now played off the carom as this goes back to the captaincy and Riley. Riley, here's a chance, goes off of Galang and flipped back down the ice. Pfeiffer's done, so he can get out of the box. It'll be 4-on-4 here, at least for a moment, but they're going to take both. Groth, here's a break, and that one's closed off. Andrew Taylor got denied as the Sharks will send it down. So 25 seconds of power play time, and then we will return back at least to, 5-on-5, 4-on-4, it'll at least be even at that point. As this will be a stick chop knocked away. Aaron Shaheen had a piece of it, but this is looped in the corner now for George Holt. Chance at the net will get deflected to the right side of the glass. Sharks find it, and they flip it down as they're right. Grego out of the box too. 9:35 left to go in the first. Now we can see if Waterford can get acclimated in those orange jerseys. Here's a stick chop now, as this will be picked up here for the Sharks. Now to the left side boards. Settle back down for Jarrett Pfeiffer in that left corner. Grego is going to play some point duties. Pfeiffer tries to drive across the left side of the paint, and this goes around the horn. Prober now stop it with the stick, as this will be settled back down now. Picked up here for Andrew Dundas. We'll just smack it into the corner. Prober, Lurk, good pass out in front, but blade couldn't be sent back down. Will hand-eye coordination fail as Holt get a hold. Nice pass. It's Grego on the wing. He takes a sharp angle chance. Kalenda says no with the glove. Still chased in that same spot. Here's a feathered feed toward the right side of the glass. As Matt McCumber now try to bother Gregorich. He gets stick lifted away from the puck. Cole Halgamo on the chase, but this goes back to Mr. Gibbs. Gibbs, outstretched pass. Nice play there for Holt's got Halgamo. Sauce for Sherwalk. He scores! And that one counts. 1-0 Sharks got the lead. Sharks take a 1-0 lead at 8:24. And we'll see how that one plays. Muskegon is going to be kicking themselves for not converting a 5-on-3. But this game is still early. Donaldson off the touch. And this will get sent in rescission now. We'll go ahead and take a look. Donaldson here should be drawn in. Yeah, so again, that's Zach Grego letting us know that. Again, it wasn't on the initial portion of the sheet. That's why he paused, and so did I. Sherwalk. No to the left side dot. And we'll see what he can do. It's been a while since I heard that. I missed that for about a month and a week. As this one sent in behind the end board. 7:40 left to go in the first. And a rolling puck will go end over end, and it will be an icing against Muskegon. They cannot change. Left side dot, ozone draw upcoming. Grego's going to command the troops. Isaac Gibbs actually back out there to play point. He's got a heck of a wrister. This one is sent toward the right side of the boards, but a clean face-off win nonetheless. Traffic in front of the net. Grego providing the screen. He's been Mr. Wonderful since he's come back here and alongside the M1 United. It's a 1-on-2. Wrister will hit the glass. It bounces out in front, and this will give possession to Riley Picture, and his chance blocked hopelessly, but a penalty call before Sharp could go. 3 penalties here against the Sharks at 7:09 of the first. They are playing a little minesweeper, and they're getting lucky they're not stepping on the landmines and the grenades at this point. It's been ozone draw win. Picture have to play this one off the recollect toward the right side of the bumper. Sent back in behind the net directly. Picture, good pass. We settle back down off the one-timer. Good traffic on in front as Grego is going to get busted for his second penalty. Thought he almost had a goal, but he's got 2 penalties in his back pocket. Can't get any more. As it's settled down now for Chris Dundas. Again, Chris Dundas, the forward, number 14. Andrew Dundas, the defenseman, number 2. For the second time I reeled that out. Almost intercepted here, and Polosha could have been off to the races. Chris will chase it toward the right side board. Sharks with some work to do. They'll successfully clear it down the ice. Matt McCumber now gives chase as Kalenda will stop it behind the net. Here's Matt up the ice. He'll make the smart pass here for Zach Grover. Grover now still carry the mail. Try to work this toward the left side red line, back in the high slot. Here is Andrew off the tip, and Galong will make the pad save, close the 5-hole at 6:02. Andrew will be directly back at the point. Dylan Smith on the right side of the wing. Zach Grover will take it. And off the tie-up, Sharks will win it and successfully get a hand of it. Does Healy, but this will go back down the ice. I believe that is a number 3 that I had crossed on the sheet. Healy will spin, little half spin as he works his way toward the high slot near the left dot. Mr. Cross pass, and that one missed the net. It was a prime shooting opportunity. Again, Sharks don't get it out. Here's Dylan Smith. He'll flip it across here for Dundas. Smith going to work directly up the gut. As it's picked up now to the right side glass. One-timer fanned on, and that will give the Sharks possession in Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer smartly will send this one down. Bowman will give it a courtesy chase. He's going to get there first, actually, and that will get Grego back out of the box for the second time. McCumber now try to pry it loose near the right side of the glass. Cherwalk ripper, and this will hit the netting. Blow the play dead exactly at 5 minutes. Cherwalk going to get set to take the draw. Got Cole Helgamo out there with Donaldson. Michael Redmond as well. Pick up now on the backhand. Good puck protect for Michael as he'll work his way. Back by the left side, Helgamo with a chance. That was a good stick save for Kalenda. A short side chance. Michael Redmond now. This is Cherwalk in the left side corner. Thunderous contact that reverberates across the red ring. 4:30 left to go here in the first. Sharks have a tenuous 1-0 lead, courtesy of Brendan Cherwalk, Cole Helgamo, and Cherwalk was hunting for his second on the one-timer miss. Alex Cass, battle now to the right side boards. Picture can't get it out. Cherwalk knocked down to a knee. Sharks do not keep it in, and now they turn it over. As this is settled back down for Schaefer, all he can do is just throw it into an open corner. Isaac Gibbs settled back down for Donaldson. Crisscross quickly here with Isaac. Back to Chris. Play it on the back skate. Here we go as he works his way up the ice. Donaldson with a wrister. That one blockered aside by Muskegon's defense as they quickly look to counter. Another wrister that'll be saved by Rogalong. He's been excellent in this game so far as he denied Belvich. Rolling puck just gets out. And Rescission try to make sure he doesn't keep that stick up too high. Good avoidance of a hit there from Muskegon as McCumber gets chased into the corner. Sharks will force it away. Body contact knocked away from the puck, and the Sharks are going to get their first power play. Galong dropped his stick. And this will be Joseph Gibbs. Sharks have the extra attacker. 3:10 left to go here in the first. Spin and turn for Hunter Keppel. Leave now and finally take it away from Gibbs. Sharks, it's been a while since I said this, after 3 power play opportunities, and maybe Riley Picture sharing some words with Mr. Keppel, that the Sharks will get their first power play. It's a draw from the left dot here for Karen Carlisle. Groth doesn't have space for the slapper just yet. There's a wrister. It's a cross-checking penalty against Kevin Belvich. Sharks looking to capitalize on their first power play after giving up 3 penalties. Off the post, and that one is off the post and in. 2:48, it's a power play goal for the Waterford Sharks, and they answer immediately, as this was recollected near the left side dot, and a wrister for Gibbs, and he's got the goal. We'll see who gets the assist, but that's definitely the one time that the TV screen, but the first time I got that all year, will definitely help in terms of the replay, because that's going to belong to Joseph. It's a 2-0 lead for the Sharks. So that power play on that score clock, again, never mind that if you're seeing that live, that has gone away. Now for Dylan Smith as he gets a rough ride to the right side of the corner. Now getting through a couple of cross checks. Alex Sharp trying to dig it out, and the Sharks will rush the other way. Shaheen Andrew Dundas tried to close him off. Kalenda throw it into the corner. And now Muskegon will get puck possession here for Dylan Smith. It's intercepted though for the Sharks. And they could flip ice. 2-0 is our score. And the Sharks need to win this game to go up a point in the standings. But again, it will come down to Friday if that's the case. We'll tell you about all the tiebreakers and whatever scenarios we got for that first intermission. Riley picture, it'll be a glove save for Roll Galong. So far, he's been unblemished in his first official start of the year. So that is pretty cool for a goal.
Play goal scored by number 25, Joseph Gibbs, assisted by number 14, Brendan Sherlock, and number 16, Aaron Carlisle. Time of the goal,
so Sherlock goal and assist, Gibbs got one, and Kieran Carlisle with a secondary for his first point of the game. Sharks start with puck possession. Outstretched pass as they were looking for Spencer Bowman is broken up. Sharks, though, in their home orange in the mix of the black pants and the white and black stripe, are in good standing here in the final 90 seconds of the first. Isaac Gibbs. He's almost checked into the bench as this goes the other way for Kevin Belvich, who is just coming out of the box. Backhand, it gets denied. Good defense there for the Sharks. Belvich now. Play this off the carom, and the ripper goes wide as he'll be settled back down. Toward the right glove of Galong, this is Cass at the net. Another backhand opportunity as Muskegon tries to get busy before the end of this period. Trying to cut the deficit, but it's close enough. Off the outstretch, and the Sharks will relieve the pressure, but not the icing, as we get a stoppage right at 50 seconds. Ozone draw for Zach Grover. He will win it straight back. Alex Cass sent it toward the net, but that's solved by Galong. And settle back down for Nicholas Redmond off the long flip. Polosha will give a courtesy chase, and it's still going to be able to buy some time here for a long outstretch. And onside is Muskegon as that wrister turned away from Chris Hawkins by Rogalong. Just getting away from Hunter Keppel between the wickets and lifted through neutral as 15 seconds are left. Slapper. This one turned aside by Galong. The stick of Healy. Down to 5 seconds. And we will get one more stoppage here before the end of the first frame. We got a couple guys toward the stilts, and I can't imagine that that's Terry on the right side there in terms of it. But if it is, I'll say hello to you, good sir, on Sunny FM. Here's another slapper. That is turned away by Galong, and that ends the first frame. Sharks have a 2-0 lead. They still got some work to do with 40 more minutes left to play, but they're in good standing for now. When we come back, we'll talk about more of the stuff before the second period because I got some information to give you. Talk soon. And yes, it is Findlay, Ohio. And no, we're not renaming the Michigan Independence Hockey League as far as I'm aware of. That they will be set in the north, and the Motor City Muskies will get set to join the south. The only thing now to figure out is whether or not you can find a closer opponent for Muskegon on that end at some point. Scott Brandt did mention that they're comfortable between 6-8 teams. Again, I've seen it between 4, 6, and 8. The main thing is to everybody get these guys to get their games played, have everything be competitive, and then see what else comes out in the wash. Get all the games without everybody dropping out. I think I can say that without getting into trouble. What I wanted to talk about might have been a little bit of a rant, but I think it is well to be said. And it can't be helped because you have the Sheboygan Wendigo, who ended their season before the calendar turned to 2026, and the Detroit Warhawks last month. What that stopped in perpetuity was 4 games being played for the Michigan Shadow. 2 against the Wendigo, 2 against the Warhawks. With 4 games left to be made up, they had to make the voluntary move to move it to 25 games. There was a weekend series last week that was only 1 game against the St. Ignace Saints. They picked up where the Sheboygan Wendigo left off, and the 1 game play that the Shadow won count for 2. And momentarily gave them control of first place. The Sharks won the prior week 6-1 and then just lost yesterday 7-4. Basically what I'm saying to you is when you had a 4-team league, you had 8 games being played between for the grand total of 24. You didn't even meet 7 times in the grand scheme of a 6 or 8 team league. That's not the way it works. But with the teams that were dropped out, the Sharks, and I know this is going to sound like sour grapes to the Shadows fans, but the Sharks were one of those teams that had to pick up the Warhawks portion of the game. Then there was a power outage last week, and the Sharks lost their home game to the Shadow. So they've had 3 straight meetings marking next Friday at Big Boy. If they do not clinch the first seed, and let's say they get past Muskegon, if they even do, because Muskegon in a 3-game series, just like it would be in the semis, can beat anybody. If the Sharks did, they would have to start at Big Boy with 5 straight meetings at Big Boy. Into the 3 in the final, the regular season, and the first 2 in the playoffs and the semifinals should they get there. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But that is what the Sharks were dealt with, and that is the fluctuation that you saw in between the standings when you saw the Shadow momentarily in first place last week despite playing 1 game. So the Sharks have won that season series. They're 4-1-1. They are going to have to go 5-1-1 with a win next week against a team like that. Even if they didn't lose all 3 games on the road against Muskegon, they would still be in a standing where they would need to go 5-1-1. That's just the reality of the situation. It hurt them the most, but they control their own destiny if they win this game and on Friday. That's what's left. Frank's going to have that call for you. I unfortunately won't get the remake on the 27th, as it's going to stay a Big Boy. I just wanted to get my rant across and let you know the updates. So let's pick this one up. Let's just circle back and behind the end boards now for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer now collected near the right side of the wall as Gregorich sent it back around for Keppel. Keppel on his back skate. He'll work near the left side red line as this puck is still trying to get pried loose. Keppel now chase it near the right side of the wall, getting through a couple of hooks. Here's Groth. He'll just float a backhand a la Sidney Crosby, but that will be saved for Kalenda. And Riley Picture will throw this up the gut. Again, as we talked about, the Muskegon Voyagers can play spoiler. That's what they're trying to do now. Jake Nana was the one that got hit. And a roster correction for me, Devon Fields is number 3 as it's sent back around. He normally would play defense. I had him listed at forward here for that's for where Healy's spot will be. But again, I got a chance to see him as I turned before the start of the second period. So good to see Devon back on the ice. Off the pipe and in. That's Jake Nana off the rush. And it's a 1-goal game. So Jake Nana, beautiful shot off the pipe and in. And Muskegon has got this within 1. We'll get the assist for you in a moment. As this is drawn directly back. Picked up now for Kieran Carlisle. So it's Kevin Belvich and Andrew Dundas with the assist. And now Muskegon can strike again. This one will hit the left side glass. Settle back around now for Matt McCumber. It was a good start to the first period for Muskegon. They did not score on a 5-on-3. They had 3 power play opportunities. Settle back down now for Fields. And off a stick lift. And we'll see who gets puck possession of it now. Sharks try to send it to the net, but Kalenda says no with the stick. Again, he's rocking the all black. That used to be the pads on the side for Michael Schwenke. Another chance off the 2-on-2. Big clapper goes into a left pad save. Jake Nana recollects the vulcanized rubber. Muskegon looking good here early. They're just firing shots at the net, a la Little John. As this is sent the other way now. Michael Redmond from Polosha. Redmond, pad save, and this is poked away at the net, away from Kalenda by Karen Carlisle. Settle back down now for Zach Dance's squad. And off the spin and turn, Andrew Dundas helped push this one ahead. Isaac Gibbs, outstretched pass. Tried to break right through the middle was Cherwalk, but he got denied. Goes back around for the stick of Galong. Little outstretch now here for Nick Redmond. Redmond now still trying to skate through near the right side of the boards. Play toward the left dot and off the stick lift. And on a back skate is Isaac Gibbs, usually the forward side. Got Redmond with him on a one-on-one. As this was canceled off. Good work there for Chris Hawkins. He is on the ice trying to throw this ahead. And just barely kept it at the line by Joe DeFay. Try to gain an entry now as Donaldson got this one taken away from him, and that was Shaheen back and behind the net. 16:15 left to go in the second. Drawn out, I'm your play-by-play man alongside the Red Rink of Go Live Sportscast in the regular season home finale. Sticked away from Joe DeFay. And on the back skate now, recollect for Zach Grover. Trying to make some wholesale changes. Already near the benches anyway for Zach Dance's squad. Bounces off the blade of Cherwalk. And shift ends from right to left. Muskegon are in the road whites with the turquoise and the black pants. Waterford Sharks in the home orange and their alternates with the black pants. Picked up now behind the right side boards, and a sharp angle chance almost caught Kalenda by surprise. He stopped it with the left pad. I'm sure he saw it. As this is a couple attempted stick lifts and a slow little semi-truck skate in. Worked nicely here for Zach Grover. You don't see that too unconventionally. And the first 5 minutes almost set to expire. Muskegon's got one goal to the good here in terms of Jake Nana. Picked up now off the wrister, hits the netting. That'll blow play dead. D-zone draw. Off the hop, this will be played by Rescission and sent in deep. Karen Carlisle now will go ahead and give chase. You got Dylan Smith there as well as this is flipped out of the zone. Settle back down for Rescission. Got picture with the nose right, that's where they elects to go. Play it off the backboards. Start again now. Picture, nice puck protect. Don't know how he got through that off the 1-on-2. He'll still work his way behind the net and off the lead. And the Sharks escape the danger for a moment. Stick chop at center ice for Polosha. 16, the inverse goes back to pick it up. Did not gain the red. That'll be blown dead against the Sharks. 14-26. 2 goals for the Sharks in the first, one on a power play. Cherwalk goal and assist, Joe Gibbs. Power play 248. Answered by Nana at 18:29 as the Voyagers are within 1. It's been a good hockey game so far. Attempted hand-eye from Andrew Taylor and a pass in the middle of the slot easily read. As this will go back to Michael Redmond. And Voyagers can't touch. They're offsides anyway. And I think they're still offsides at this point as the Sharks can settle down on their own and a little crisscross pass. Gain entry across an open left wing. And walking and shifting, wanted to hit Meadow. My goodness, as this goes the other way. Pick up now for Dylan Smith as he gets absorbed in that left side corner. Now work his way to the middle of the slot. Sharks escape the pressure. Pfeiffer off the drop and a good read there from Matt McCumber. Sauce pass, and Muskegon's got numbers here into the left side dot. If they can get this at the net, backhand goes just wide. Now to the right side boards, there's a battle for it. McCumber now trying to get a lead. I do see a number 13 out there. That would be Jeremy Joyce. but that is a 12 from Kevin Belvich. Again, I'm going to need to get my eyes checked at some point. I'll have to do that after the season. That was Belvich in the last to chase it. Andrew Dundas now play at the net. It hit Kalenda. He was looking behind him, but he kept it out. As this is bounced in between the zebra. And settled down now for Isaac Gibbs. Again, he's playing defensive duties in this game. I like him more of the wing sniper. Here's a great move, and Gibbs, this will get stick to side 5-hole. Good close out there for Kalenda. He's been strong in net. And I think Muskegon's done a good job in this game in front of him. A couple of Sharks on the forecheck. I'll have to settle this back down for Devon Fields. Fields, forehand reach. He gets bothered by the Sharks' forecheck. And on the right side red line. They want to throw it back at the point, but Sherwalk doesn't. We'll take a shot into the screen, and it works out. Sherwalk made the right read. He had traffic out in front. I don't know if that's going to be his goal, but he's going to get an assist for it at 12:28. So a deflection past Kalenda. They're going to say no goal. As Usman goes right side. So 2 times I messed up. They're going to send me in the gulag, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe interference would be the call, I'm guessing. So they're going to throw me in the gulag after this, but we'll press on. As this is Gibbs. And had to get off the ice anyway. It was Chris Hawkins because he lost his lid. That would have been a penalty. Keppel. Now he'll spin and turn. Rister at the net. Kalenda fights it off. Rebound. That one almost hit the pipe as well to the top right corner. 11:55 left to go. Groth. This is Pfeiffer. Waits it out. In behind the net now. Kalenda. And the butterfly into the left post, and that one's in. That one counts. 3-1, so they got it back to where they were. We're back to a 2-goal lead, 11:45. Backhand was just sent past Kalenda. There wasn't much he could do. Keppel first to the celebration line. We'll see if it goes to 23. I promise you I keep warm with other previous calls. So. So Grego picks up an assist. Keppel has got the goal. That gives the Sharks a 3-1 lead. The 2-goal lead is as much as they've had. Here's a race across the right wing. Sharks have numbers. I don't think they're going to be able to get it to Shaheen. That was easily read. And this will be slapped ahead for Donaldson. Shaheen got to check back up. Riley pictures slow it down behind his own net. As he goes right to left, he uses that net as a shield to break out. He can take it coast to coast. As I always say, one of the very best offensive defensemen in the MIHL. Luke McCarthy will send this one back in deep across the left side red line. Precision at the point. And behind the net now, McCarthy tried to throw a centering feed, but Polosha cancels it off with the stick blade and shovels it in the opposite corner. That is where the puck is. Again, Goal Live picks up those shots, but even on the camera screen, I would just be lying to you if I said I could make out the numbers. As this is settled down on the left side blue line. And off the wing, Sharks, couple of stick drags, long shot goes off the pad of Kalenda. We're almost halfway through the game now. Cross ice with Dylan Smith. Be careful, he didn't hit the door. Rister off the glove. Rebound almost. Backhand at the net. And that one also turned away. Kalenda has been a busy man in this second frame so far as the Sharks turning up the heat in the kitchen. Cross ice try to throw a centering feed, but that bounces in the Sharks bench. Just outside the halfway marker. So you got 2 of the Sharks' big dogs in Nick Redmond and Alex Sharp wearing the full masks. Again, Redmond going for the visor. Sharp has the college mask. I really do like those college masks. Gibbs, this one is into the glove hand. Kalenda will do it again. Kieran Carlisle is set to take it here for Waterford. As this goes to the right side boards, Carlisle now. He will try to fight through some traffic, but excellent work there for Muskegon. They'll at least get this in through neutral as the Sharks content to dump it in. Again, they got a 2-goal lead, and they need to win this game to go up 1 point in the standings, and then leave it all for do or die on Friday for the number 1 seed. Playoffs are a lock for everybody, but you get a chance to whether or not you get a bye. Polsha, cross ice feed. He went for the feather. Not a bad idea for Kieran Carlisle, but it got shoved aside. Devon Fields. He played for the Sharks a couple times in the mix of Blue Water, Muskegon. He has been all around for the Warhawks as well. When you had Nick Allen, he was absolutely lights out, but again, he is spending all sorts of his time in the APHL, multiple All-Star in St. Louis. He's had a very good career. If he finds a way to go to one of these expansion teams, look out. Grego going to get set to take the draw. As this is sent back down deep. Josh Schaefer try to hunt the puck, but the Sharks will steal. It's Cole Halgamo racing across the left bumper as this goes and matriculates in behind the end boards. Tyler Groth try to hold the right side blue line as it's still heavily contested. Spencer Bowman gets the steal. We'll have to throw this back out to the point. Sent to the net and hit the netting, so that'll blow the play dead at 8:50. Ooh, it's a shot right off the draw that knocked down Kalinda on his wallet. Here from the Grego win. But we'll stay right here. See if he can do it again. Now, usually Grego goes for the forehand turn. The last couple got tied up. Muskegon looking to break out, but that's beautifully read by Gibbs. He's going to need some help, though. Schaefer on sides. Gregorich chases him. He's been in the penalty box a couple times. He's gotten an assist as well. And this does not touch the stick of Kalinda. Smart there, because you want to get the play on the other end. And I could have swore when I looked over, it said 8:27 before. Maybe only 10 seconds from the 8:37 to 27. Or I'm just a little bit delirious today. A little tired, but we'll press on. Andrew Taylor went off the tie-up as this goes to the Sharks. And they'll send it back down again. And that'll be the same result. There's only 7 seconds expire from the previous play. Sharks do get back to a 2-goal lead. And answered the goal from Jake Nana was Hunter Keppel. Now, when you get toward the end of the regular season as we are, Sharks got one more on the road at Big Boy as they're already profiled on Friday. Hunter Keppel is the guy that usually awakes. He's never been in a slumber, but he's a primetime playoff performer. And when you see number 23 start to percolate, it gives yet the Sharks another weapon to use. I like those boomer patches in the mix of the alternate as well. Center ice draw. This will be one clean back to Donaldson. And you got Dylan Smith in his grill. Donaldson fans on initial pass. Don't think that was a fake pass. A little bit of an overskate. Picks it back up. They're going to allow him to skate right in. Donaldson now still working in behind the net. High slot. Prober glove save. And this is going to have to reach over for Kalendel. Snag on the trapper. I see Jimmy Bolton, former Warhawks owner, in the building today. And I'm sitting right in front of the doors. Good move for Donaldson. Donaldson cross ice feed. What a play! A delay and finish. Donaldson kept his head up the whole way, and the Sharks score. That was a beautiful goal there for the Sharks. A delay in play in the middle of the slot. Sharks pass it over near the left dot, and it's tattooed past Kalenda. Sharks had a couple really nice goals in this game, and that third one is large.
Waterford Sharks goal scored by 14. Brendan Sherlock, his second of the night, assisted by number 4, Chris Donaldson. Time of the goal.
So Donaldson gets the primary on Sherlock's second. Sherlock got 3 points in this game, 2 goals and an assist. Shaheen now off the tie-up. Settled back down now for the Sharks and flipped in by Alex Sharp. Shaheen now near the back skate. Sharks trying to apply a little more pressure to push away in this game. They survived a first period which they gave up 3 penalties. Muskegon did not score. Sharp angle chance gloved away by Kalenda. It's loose in the middle of circles, cleaned up in the slot now. This is a push the other way by Luke McCarthy. Picture going to get off the ice. This is gingerly played by Galong. This will give puck possession here for Muskegon. Flipped out. Pulsha looking for a breakout pass. Drive at the net and a 5-hole slide. Sharks score. 6:49 breakout play for Pulsha. Pulsha set it up on a 5-hole setup the other way against Kalenda. And that is Michael Redmond. So Sharks, when it was 2-1 in this frame, have now made it 5-1. Redmond's got it again. As this is Grego trying to send this one back. Picked up now, and look, a break the other way now. Here's Nana. Back skate turnaround chance, and that one saved by Galong. He had to think about it on the backhand, which gave the Sharks just enough time to recover off that back skate. As this is sent in. Sharp will hunt near the right side. It's Redmond Steele. Now to the left side, chance tipped, and that one goes wide as Pulsha was in front of the net. Starting to percolate now, that caffeine's kicked in. This will work the other way now. Backhand, and Andrew Dundas gets denied. End-to-end action that we've had by both sides in this second frame. Drag down against Tyler Groth, and a hands in the air. And once the Muskegon Voyagers touch, it'll be a Sharks power play. Picked up now for the Sharks, unless they score here. Groth wants it. Here's the clapper. That one denied. He gets knocked down hard. Sharks going to the power play. Groth is the guy with a little bit of the head and concussion issues that you talk about, as he is slow to get to his feet. Now he tried to get to one knee, stumbled for a moment, and to work his way to the bench. He looks like he's holding an arm. He gets a stick tap from Grego. I think he's going to be okay. That is usually that universal sign. It's been back-to-back games for him. Sharks will see this one go back and off the tie-up. Here is Riley Pitcher. So Trippinger, DeFay, Pitcher on his backhand. He's lethal. This one, he just misses the left post. Sharks only their second power play. They scored on their first one from Joseph Gibbs. Precision. Picked up now for Jared Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer will flip ends. 1:30 left to go on the second man advantage for the Sharks. They lead 5-1. Second period's been good to them. They've led 2-0 after one. Bounced off the stick of Pfeiffer. Donaldson, Cole Helgamo. Sauced a little bit too hard. Pfeiffer's going to play it off the carom, goes back to Chris. Chris sent it to the net. It's bouncing, and Kalenda's got it. And Bowman says, "Get off me," with a little bit of a push. Looks like words are just being exchanged and nothing else. When we saw this team last month, it was Helgamo and Raleigh Picture, and Helgamo with a little bit of a slam, get off me flex against Raleigh Picture, and then we had that goalie fight when Frank was not in the building. Again, that wasn't even Frank or Kelly at that point. One was a solo call. As it's Gibbs, high slot one-timer. This one wide. Grego gets it near the left side red line, gets pinched off the puck by Raleigh Picture, and this will be lofted down the ice. We'll go along with a courtesy look. This goes back to Joseph Gibbs. Left to right go the Sharks. Now they want to go north-south. Andrew Polosha on his forehand, slow up near the right dot as he'll survey. Touch pass goes back to Andrew, recollects it in between his skate blades. He will work in deep. Back in behind the net now, Sharks press. Karen Carlisle, this pass goes nowhere. Diving play for Groth is kept in for a moment and then served out. Kieran has it now. Sharks power play doesn't look as fruitful, but they've scored a lot in regulation. Polsha, Ripper, that's a stack of spread and a good save there for Kalenda. I think with the left or right pad, he had a full stretch. Pick up now Belvich. He tries to skate between his legs and off the drop, a sacrificial block. Hurts one of the Sharks right up the gut. This is McCarthy now on side, and that was courtesy for McCarthy. I should send him a thank you card for letting the Sharks recover at 3:21. Don't know if he was going for sportsmanship or he just wanted to get his team a line change and a fresh set of troops at 3:21. Andrew Taylor off the tie-up. But this will belong back to the Sharks as it's stuck in that black hole that is the left side red line. This will actually hit Kalenda, so no icing, but Alex Sharp was providing a little bit of a pressure. Now forcing it, falling down, Shaheen. Now for Sharp at the net. Oh, it tried to get tipped by Sharp, but it was saved by Kalenda. Muskegon thought they had more time than they actually did, and they almost paid for it with a goal in the back of their net. Ozone draw. Sherwalk's been good in this one. He's got 2 goals and an assist to date. Sweeped away here for Muskegon. And now Isaac Gibbs, little inside out move. Picked up on the backhand. Try to send this one back around. As Gibbs recollect. Now for Sharp. Slowly let the puck catch up with him across the left wing. Sharp gets his head up. Bounced up high. Sent right in the middle of the slot off the carom. And this will be an opportunity for Dylan Smith. Smith. Rister. The long will close at 5-hole. Now, I don't see anyone up there toward the right side of the railing anymore with the Sharks banner, so Terry would definitely be behind that. Unless he really is by that blue banner. I do see one. That could be Terry up there. Long outstretch feed. Jared Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer got Keppel with him, but he's stuck in a Black Friday Mall phone booth. It is Pfeiffer off the lift. It's out of the zone. Keppel now will get this back in, rimming around the end boards. Now to Grego. Sauce pass out of the air for Jake Pober. Deflection. Donaldson slows it down. Grego waits for everybody to check back up. Pfeiffer now will do another lap and off the end around. He will give a momentary look against Matt McCumber as Belvich finds the entry. 1:45 now remaining in the second frame. John, I'm your play-by-play man alongside the Go Live Sportscast at Lakeland Arena on the Red Rink. The site of the last regular season game of 25-26. Sad to say the makeup game I don't think is going to come back here. It'll be 5 Shadow meetings to 2 Shark meetings in terms of that. And it could come down, depending on what happens today, to Friday and nothing else. 1:15 left to go in the second. Settled back down by Zach Grover. Grover now really having to do some battling against Gibbs. Excellent work at the net. It was rolling over the left side of the crossbar, but the Sharks able to clean up the mess in their own end. This is a pull ball pass. It'll work out. Michael Redmond's feet gets gloved down. Polsha trying to circumvent, and this will get sent back down the ice. Muskegon, that's probably the first time they've iced the puck in this period. The Sharks have been guilty of more of those. 49 seconds left of the second frame. Left side dot face off as Cherwak saw it go between his legs. Cross check without the puck. And now there's going to be an answer for that. Cole Helgamo is going to get a little ornery. You don't want to make him mad. The Junkyard Dog, as was affectionately called by John Stonehouse when they won the first banner. Sent back in behind the net. Sharks off the outstretch. And Riley Picture will pick it up off the end boards. Sharks immediately steal with Isaac Gibbs right in the neutral zone. Sharks looking for one more attack, and ooh, look out over there as that got deflected near the players' bench. Got to wear some headgear. It's not quite 11-11 on the clock, but we need one or more of those to make a wish. Right now, all the Sharks wish for is 2 points. Center ice draw. Sharp. Now to the right side red line. We'll see if he knows how much time on the clock is left. That will work in behind the glass. They do, and they're going to run out of time there. The horn had sounded. So it's 5-1 after 2. Sharks put themselves in the driver's seat. We got one more period to talk about, and then we will go through the finality of what will be next week. I'll break it all down for you. Come right back. Got a lot of work to do. See you in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get set here for the start of the third period as the Zebras are making their way to the ice. After 2, the Sharks are in great standing. They expanded the lead over the Voyagers, 5-1. Jake Nana, in a moment, made it a 2-1 game off the rush. A good shot off the post and in. Hunter Keppel responded. Brendan Sherwalk got his second of the game, and Michael Redmond also scored as well. It was a sick wait and hold in between from Donaldson on that second goal in between Sherwalk. That was just beautiful. He waits in the middle of the slot, gets the pass to the left side dot, and the puck is deposited past Alan Kalenda. I did not track the shots on goal in that second frame. I will mark that in the rest of the detailed sheet when it gets posted on Instagram. But here's what we know. If the Waterford holds for this result, they'll go up 1 point in the MIHL South. And that will mean officially Friday is going to be for all the marbles. All Waterford would have to do if this result holds is win in any fashion. Even if they have to go to OT, they would be up 2 points. And the Shadow do not control the tiebreaker over Waterford because Waterford is 4-1-1 in the season series. They will have to play a 5th game on the road against Big Boy. I've detailed all that stuff ad nauseum and already gave my rant. All that's left is to take care of business. There is some big news to tell you about. Again, I won't have time to go through the NCAA scoreboard, but when you think about everything else for the NHL, it's going to be a lot to do because the Bruins and the Red Wings, that's an ABC game at 8 p.m. Both of those teams occupy the same number of points. I believe that is 84. It is an 8 seed. Yes, it is 84. WC2 for the Red Wings, WC1 for Boston. So direct admiration as Montreal also has 84. So a lot to do there. We will get into this play-by-play as the Sharks will see this one go across center ice. I pull back up my rosters. Chris Hawkins got it knocked away from him. Matt Berger, gracefully, I say thank you for coming over here toward the second quarter of the intermission and share a little bit of a handshake. I miss talking with you, my friend, and I hope the Sharks do take care of business so we can travel again. Maybe it's going to be Kalkaska this time around, but the Sharks have so much work to do in the MIHL South because as I profiled, one of those three teams with the Sharks, the Shadow, or the Voyagers are going to go home much earlier than expected as divisions have been added for the first time in the MIHL. Kieran Carlisle gets this one sticked away from him, and this will bounce off the glass. Prober, get it ahead now. Here's Polsha. Lefty will skate in the puck protect. He's kept on the outside. Chance in the middle of the slot is nicely read by Muskegon. Again, we are in a situation, as I talked about last month when these teams met, as this one is bounced away from Kalenda in the left side corner. The home team is going to win every game in this series should the result hold. And again, if the Sharks don't take care of their business, as this is held in the trapper of Roll Along, that would mean on Friday, if they don't take care of their business, they're going to have to play against the Muskegon Voyagers and start on the road, because this time around in the playoffs, they've done the reverse order where the road team starts at home at Lakeshore Sports Center. Now, the last couple of years in Game 1, the Sharks have won that in playoff, and they can go back here for 2 and need it for 3 and close it out. Pfeiffer on the backhand, cross pass feed, Keppel! Oh, underneath Kalenda there, he makes a good save. The Sharks got denied his 6th goal. Grego, and off the tie, this is a long flip. Settled down now for Nick Redmond. Nick Redmond's pass will get picked off by Kevin Belvich. A little bit of a slide on the ice. Again, that's what you want that surface to be able to do. Jared Pfeiffer goes from right to left. Good outstretch here. And Gregorich plays it off the carom as he fakes between the legs, and this pass works him behind the net now. Keppel try to feed it for Grego out in front. Sharks steal. Jared Pfeiffer up high. That almost hit the zebra on the back of the head, as this is loose now near the right side dot. Down to a knee, and Muskegon able to get it out. That'll be a penalty though, so the Sharks will have to deal with it for a 4th time this game. You think for Fick, he get 4 opportunity chances on the power play, that you think he would be able to call one here. Tripping is the infraction at 17:38. Andrew Taylor gets set to take it. He wins it straight back to Riley. On his backhand, he'll spin. Now for a cross from McCarthy. Chris Dundas out there as well. High chance for picture easy save. Galong, no traffic out in front. 1:47 left to go, and the disadvantage for Waterford. The 4th time this game, as mentioned. Sharks 1 for 2 on their power play today. Kieran Carlisle, forehand, this one straight back and nicely out of the zone. That will bleed some much important time away of this kill. Riley Picture will see if he'll want to go end one more time. Captaincy's got it for Muskegon. Beautiful sauce pass. This is where the netting will be, so everybody can take a breath, as I've mentioned. Chris Dundas, outstretched pass. Knocked away from the stick of Dylan Smith. Sharks will take their changes safely as it's back on the other end of the ice. 1:10 left to go in the 4th man advantage for Muskegon. Dylan Smith up a couple of stick lifts, and Prober a little triple teaming alongside Sherlock and Bowman. Send this one back down the ice. 55 seconds left to go in the latest man advantage. Picture, puck protect, use the offhand, protect nicely, gets through a couple of blades. He'll carry the puck in. Slow it down now for Andrew Taylor. Picture, head up. He'll spin now near the right side dot. He'll survey, wrister this one just off the outside. Picked up now for Muskegon as they're kept in that same spot. Backhand, Dylan Smith. Push this one ahead. Spencer Bowman has this in between his legs. It's loose there for a moment. Chris Donaldson. Got to turn on the afterburners just to escape the pressure. He will get it out. Chris Dundas up the ice. Bober directly in behind his net. He almost collided with his teammate. It was getting busy down there. Now Donaldson probably has some words into the forecheck. This will go back in down deep. Andrew Dundas will look as it hits the ceiling. It'll stay right here. Again, they gave that courtesy second there for the Sharks, so they'll return to full strength. Again, when it used to be Mario and Pemba and Rod Allen, Cole and Tigers games, if you remember, Prince Fielder one time at Minute Maid actually hit a home run off the catwalk. It hit the ceiling. He hit that one so hard. And that's what that always reminds me of. Chance at the net, turnaround, goes wide a couple of times. And Muskegon's going to rue that chance to not make it 5-2. Sharks will be forced to ice it, but they're not going to care. A couple of stick tacks from Isaac Gibbs. I love that there for a Galong. He's been strong in net in his first start of the year. You want to showcase what you have, right? And that's the case for Roel Galong. He only had one backup start where he was 7 out of 7. He's only given up one goal the whole year in his first official start. With precision, as we're almost 5 minutes expired of this final frame. Isaac Gibbs. Flip this one across. Here to Michael Redmond. Redmond now trying to work his way up ice. Good combination passing smartly here for the Sharks. As Alex Sharp is sending in deep. Gregorich go give chase. Sharks steal. Try to make something happen here. Nick Redmond intentionally put it off the right side of the boards as this works behind the net. Isaac Gibbs off the chop. Be careful here as they try to attack the other way with speed. Mr. Galong able to make another confident save. Sharks a hard collision on the left side red line. Hawkins, he wanted the puck. He'll work his way with a net front position battle. And this goes off the blade of Belvich. Hawkins now give chase, but the Sharks able to successfully get it out. They bounce it off the opposite side of the boards. And Alex Sharp quickly get off the ice. Sharks want to be able to play with the lead and do so with confidence because that third period got away with them yesterday. Now you want to see them settle down. Be looped in behind the end boards now near that left side red line and back to Joseph Gibbs. Gibbs off the touch beautifully here for Hunter Keppel. Just play that smart game as Kalenda's got to send it back around for Joe DeFay. Big chasing near the right side boards. Bounce off the blade of Pfeiffer. It's Carlisle at the net. Diving play, Kalenda knocks it out. Trying to keep his team alive here because one more goal that would already turn on the burners. Galong's going to be forced to hold after a clear from 130 feet. I was surprised even at the beginning of the game. Maybe I shouldn't say it because of all the written articles between Hopeless Sports Guy and MIHL Hockey Shift that maybe some of the referees know who I am now after some of that stuff. But I appreciate the waves. I always try to be kind because it's a tough job for everybody involved. I would never want to do it. Here's a wrister, and this will be held by Kalenda. Joseph Gibbs let it go. And we are probably 5-6 minutes away before time will start to become a factor. Cherwalk. He'll win this one off the skate turn, but then Muskegon immediately intercepts. Sharks now try to press it off the backhand. Cross pass feed. And that was knocked away from Redmond. Redmond sends it to the net. It bounces off the stick blade of Kalenda. 7 minutes have expired in this third. John Hunter with you alongside the Go Live Sportscast. I'm sad to say it'll be the final regular season call for me, but at least one more playoff depending on what happens for the Sharks. But it's certainly going to be a while before I check back up with you again. Frank's going to handle festivities next week Friday. Couldn't get the makeup game. I really tried. As this was toward the right side red line. Gibbs, rolling puck. Recollected now for Jake. They'll send it back in. The D-line core for Matt Berger's squad, now I can say, has made a change. I feel much better when I say that name because I feel like the Sharks get a shot in the arm. Play at the net. Oh, centering feed from Grayridge to Bowman! Denied! Elgamo shoots it wide! That was dangerous. Prober at the net, deflected. Now rush the other way, look out! Here for Muskegon. And that one is not ice. It bounced off a stick. A good save for Galong off the outside of the net. And try to bank it off of Rule. Sharks got some work to do. Cole Helgamo. Try to curl it out. Bowman in a couple of stick lifts. Excellent work getting around DeFay. DeFay is going to throw it in. Jake will get chased by Matt McCumber. A pair of 20s. Rule Galong will hold. Sharks a couple of near misses to make it potentially 6-1, but we still said 5-1. Sharks 4 goals to the good here, trying to go up 1 point in the MIHL South. Have to make sure McCumber gets off the ice. You need to have the right personnel going here before you get that draw. Settled around. Cass had it for a moment. This will be looped toward Andrew Dundas. Dundas takes a hit, and the Sharks could be off and running here. Alex Sharp going to work his way to the net. The rebound doesn't get there. Kalenda's been pretty strong, all things considered. Sharks want to delay a game. I don't think they're going to get one. Make sure the net's back on its moorings. Kieran Carlisle. He actually got this to Sharp, but it was stick lifted. And now this will push the other way for Chris. Chris Dundas gets it swept away. Good play for Galong, but actually bounced off a Cass and hit the netting. 10:58 left to go in the third. We almost hit the 8:30 mark Eastern. Glad you could join us here at an earlier start than you would get for any shadow games. Those usually a little after 8 hours. Is about 6:35 today. Because again, it's a long way from Muskegon to go back home. So you got to make sure you get those adequate start times. And if we ever get to a point, I'd say keep your ears to the ground. When you get past 8 teams, I know it'll be a part of the committee and everyone else with the board of directors will try to get Muskegon as close of an opponent as they can. Nick Redmond. He'll leave it back in behind the net. That is where Isaac Gibbs is. You would have to see for Matt Berger for Isaac Gibbs to see whether he likes him on that back end. So I don't think anything wrong with that. I just know he's got a lot of skill on the forward end. But depending on who you don't have on the back end personnel, when you don't have Theo Goody, that might be the reason why he's playing today. He just didn't join up for this game. Stolen. And a wrister, Nick Redmond, is saved by Kalenda. Hunter Keppel, this eludes him. But we know, I can say for Matt Berger, really likes what number 23 brings, and so do I. He's always a high-end regular season playoff performer. Keppel. Watch this one go back now to Gibbs. Nick Redmond slows it down. This goes off the blade of Pfeiffer. And he'll safely gain the red as Matt Berger's squad will take a full change. Zach Dance's squad down 4 goals. This is stolen. Michael Redmond, cross pass at the net. Grego shoots. He lifts it high, but it's caught by Kalenda. Sharks could have been flirting with a 7-1 lead. Kalenda's made a couple of premium stops in this period. That goes now without saying. Grego, forehand turn, as this will get settled back down and off the glass. And on the back skate, this is Michael Redmond, calling me back to Polosha. Get a whistle away from the play here. past the halfway mark of the third. And I guess we're going to give some new Gatorade bottles and some energy here for the netminders. The Voyagers are going to get a 5th power play. We're going to have to start using both hands at some point. Grego on the forehand turn. Rister saved their roughing call against Michael Redman. And Nick now, shorthanded, good defense there, knocks it away. It was away from Bowman. 9:05 left to go in the third. Be touched from Dundas. Not a Riley picture up ahead. Cross pass, and Luke McCarthy got some work to do to get around Joseph Gibbs. Again, I always love that quote from Matt Berger. You want to make a change in terms of your defense, get yourself somebody like Joseph Gibbs. I always said the same thing about Riley Picture. Cross pass as this goes down the ice, and that is the highest compliment you can give of any player in the MIHL. Tons of talent across the board. 1:05 left to go, and the latest man advantage here for Muskegon. It's their 5th. McCarthy. Miss of a hit there for Polosha. Don't see that very often on the physical play for Polosha. Not saying he isn't capable, but doesn't normally miss those like that if he even takes it. Luke McCarthy slowly and try to work in behind the net. This goes out in the high slot. Andrew Dundas. Keep his head up. Rister actually hit Galong right in the head, and it'll go up and on a play. Ozone draw upcoming here for Jake Nana. He's got the lone goal for Muskegon in this game. He's going to play back there with Zach Grover, who gets set to take it. Now back to Nana on the right side point. Cross pass. Andrew Dundas at the net. That one goes wide, maybe partially stopped by Galong as well. Dylan Smith will give chase. Directly in behind the net. Sharks backhanded effort just to try to get this out. They'll do so. 15 seconds left. A little bit of a hold there for Andrew Dundas. No problem, as Donaldson, you always love to see the smile on his face when the players come together, no worse for wear. Muskegon's about to end their 5th power play and go 0 for 5. Dundas moving behind the net again as it's picked up by the Sharks. Stick shot, not out. Ooh, big hit as Shaheen had to take it. Along with another save. He'll meet it near the left side, and not really swimming in the goal crease is Will Galong in comparison to G. Will yesterday. I can't say anything to get me in trouble as far as song title names. I just know this would be fun for me tomorrow if this played for a birthday side. But they kept that one short. Have some fun on a Sunday, and the stories will go up on Tuesday. As this is set now toward Alex Sharp. Nick Redman. Nice elude. Redman now up the gut off the drop pass. Good stick contest there for Chris Dundas. Able to knock it away. 6:45 left to go in the third. Shaheen now. He'll find it to use some body positioning off of the hold. Sharp now trying to find it as Muskegon just wants to make sure they don't get hit in the head. Sent back in behind the inboards. He's slowed back down for Josh Schaefer. Not captain at the line, as this will be battled now into the left side corner. 6:20 left to go in the third. John Utter with you for one more call in the red rink for the regular season of 25-26. The Shadow will have a game in hand, so it's important what the Sharks do today could lead them into a winner-take-all for the number 1 seed on Friday when Frank carries that call. Sharp. This is just off of, or near the right side of the post. 6:04. We'll get a stoppage. No goals to tell you about in this third, but a fifth power play again. Muskegon went 0 for 5. The Sharks 1 for 2. And that has been the big difference in this game because Muskegon had a 5-on-3 fairly early in the halfway mark of the first. It didn't score. High shot is held. Jared Pfeiffer, Joseph Gibbs, Alex Gregorich, and Hunter Keppel. Be picked up now off the back skate. Joseph Gibbs one more time will send it in. Time really becoming a factor now for Muskegon. And it certainly looks like, as I told you before, that all home games between Waterford and Muskegon will be won by the host. And what we have to think about, again, depending on what happens with Friday, I just want to hammer this home because I won't be with you on the call there. Sharks are going to have to break that streak. Otherwise, they'll come back here maybe down a game. They'll get the chance to host the next two, but Muskegon would only have to win one. And Muskegon in the playoffs is much different than Muskegon in the regular season. And I firmly believe, I'd said that through many of the write-ups. I think Terry would even tell you as much, and Jay as well. Chance now picked up beautifully. Can walk in wrister, and that was in and out. 5:20 and a little bit of a celebration. Sharks will get what they need. This game is done. We'll see who gets credit for that goal, but Sharks will indeed go up 1 point in the MIHL South. Jake Prober. So Tyler Groth going to get a primary on Jarrett Pfeiffer's goal. Set it up for Carlisle. And that's a beautiful play there for the Sharks. When he had 16 given that much time to dance, he's definitely going to score.
Yeah, you're right, it did.
Cole Halgamo first to the celebration line. So Cole Halgamo from Kieran Carlisle, and it's 7-1. There won't be any sort of tiebreaker that will depend on goal differential, but it feels good to take that bad taste in your mouth.
Cole Halgamo, assisted by number 16, Kieran Carlisle, and number 71, Spencer Bowman. Time of the goal, 15:02 of the third period.
So I marked 7-1 on my score sheet and it's 71 next to it. I feel like I'm going to do double take on those 4 eyes with 4:30 left to go. Jake Prober. See what the forwards want to do here. You don't need any more. Riley Picture. Chip it in. That's a beautiful feathered pass to Kevin Belvich. Prober was there. Now Carlisle will steal. Still some work for Matt McCumber. Bounce off the stick of Cass. And another save for Galong. D-zone draw for Waterford. As this will be recollected now for Polosha. There's a racing off the glass. Has to take a hit from Alex Cass. Able to stay on his feet. 4 minutes left to go in this one. Belvich gets hit hard as this goes to the right side boards now. That was a good one there for the Sharks. Finally get an answer back on that. As this is settled now to the right side. Players come together again, starting to get a little physical here as Redmond going to pop back up to his feet. 3:35 left to go. McCumber will work his way to the ice as Riley Picture sent it in deep. Try to get a chip and chase. Pitcher on his backhand. On the high slot now near the left. Picture takes a hit. And I think we might get a little more talking at this point. It got pretty physical. I don't see anyone in the goal crease here for Muskegon, and I can't help but think that there's going to be a penalty. Kalenda now work his way back. So that is penalty number 6. That'll be the one thing that you want to clean up if you're Mount Berger's squad. I know that goes without saying, but you do any of that kind of stuff against the Shadow or Kalkaska, you'll be taking a seat. Grego D-zone draw against Andrew Taylor. This one had to be duck over there for the referees. Sherwalk going to get busted for an interference. All things all told, I can say for Rural goal line number 36, had a very nice night in the goal crease. Makes you feel better considering what you saw yesterday. Step up now, wrister. This is in and out of the glove of Galong and flip back down. Kalenda's going to be on the hook for all of these. He will make the long outstretch feed, not a bad one. There's a sauce pass. Beautifully done. Dundas, Hawkins. That's it. Chris Hawkins gets the job done, and it's 7-2. It's a power play goal. So I got Chris Hawkins from Chris Dundas. The double Chris experience there worked out pretty well for the Voyagers. And when you get 6 power plays, you got to convert on one of them. Spencer Bowman talking about something, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not quite sure what that would be. Maybe they didn't like the Sherwalk interference penalty. And hopefully too much, maybe not a la abusive officials, would give another power play opportunity. I'm just counting the amount of orange that I see on the ice, which is 5, so we're back to full strength. Sent back down for Kalinda. So Dundas from Hawkins. And the meme that they're using for the goal scoring for the kid that like hurts himself and stubs his toe, those are all-time memes. You didn't get to hear the Donald Trump or the Snoop Dogg today, but they're definitely on the list. So it's good to have Zach back in the building calling this, because again, it's been about a month and a couple of weeks. Joe Gibbs on his back skate. He will find it in his own end as the Sharks still look to break out. They've conceded a power play goal. Sharp and off the spin and turn. 2:05 left to go here in this third. Shaheen will get bumped off the puck as this goes back to Andrew Dundas. Outstretch doesn't hit anybody, and they are just going to play this one out. It was momentarily loose, but Alex Sharp's got it. We're almost down to the final 90 seconds of this game. Sherwalk. Good stick battle. Reverse hit now. And alongside Matt McCumber, longtime veteran of the MIHL. Hogamo in behind the net. Bowman back out there now. McCumber. Watch this one get stick to number 71, the captaincy of the Sharks. Jake Nano will settle it back down. Long outstretch again. The referees have had a hard time staying out of the way of the puck. Little friendly fire as Donaldson gets roughed up and behind the net. Donaldson's got it now. He will chip this ahead. Cole Helgamo on his lonesome cross ice feed. That one goes wide. We're down to the final 60 seconds. It's good to be back on the call with you once again, and it's good to see the Sharks be on the front foot, because you knew what they wanted to have today to set it up for Friday. As it sits at 7-2, I'll say it one more time before the buzzer sounds. The Sharks will improve to 17-6-1 as that one goes up into the netting. They'll improve to 17-6-1. The Shadow have a game in hand, but the Sharks are now up 1 point in the MIHL South. That will mean on Friday at Big Boy Arena next week, when it kicks back off in their final meeting, that if the Sharks win in any form, regulation or OT, they will have either a 3-point lead or a 2-point lead. Either way, at that portion, the Shadow can catch up. If the Shadow win in regulation, the Sharks are going to have to start on the road against the Muskegon Voyagers. So that is what's in front of you right now. I'll relay that across the MIHL and post it on Hopeless Sports Guy when the stories go on Tuesday. But that's what's set for you on Friday. A winner-take-all for the battle for the number 1 seed. Number 1 seed gets a bye. If that's the Shadow, then they'll play the winner of the Sharks and Voyagers. If it's the Sharks, it'll be the Shadow and the Voyagers. It all depends on what happens Friday now. The Sharks had won every game, just like Muskegon, on home ice in the 6-game series. Both teams split, go 3-3. Sharks look to walk away 7-2 victors on the home ice finale of 25-26. It's been a pleasure to call another game with you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we just wait to see what happens Friday before we go back to the postseason. So I set you up one more time. Friday, Frank's going to have that call alongside Go Live Sportscast. March 27th at 8 p.m. It'll be a battle for first place. Any Sharks win, they get the first seed. Any Shadow win, they get the first seed. And we'll see what happens, because depending on the math, it's certainly possible too that Saturday could have to mean something. But the Sharks have put it a step in their direction to try to take care of their own business on Friday. I'm rooting for the Sharks heavily, and we'll see what happens. But if not, if you don't hear from me, it might not be the sight until Game 2 possibly in mid-April in the Red Rink against Muskegon. It all depends on what happens next. Take care, everybody. We'll talk hopefully soon, and the stories will be up soon. Peace.